Hello, my name is Lola, and I'm going to be reacting to Storvmode's Alien Isolation Expleened. Uh, when this game first came out, I watched the full Let's Play by Markiplier. It was really, it was really funny, just hearing Mark scream like a little girl, and that was so funny. Anyway, let's see how they explained it. If you want to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I just do this for fun. Here we go.
Previously on the film Alien from, what was it, 1979? There's a freight ship called the Nostromo. They are arriving at a planet called LV-426. Look at that. Alien, wouldn't you say? This pilot is dead. There are a bunch of eggs around. One of the crew gets their face hugged. Free hugs! They bring him back to the ship for medical care. The face-hugging creature falls off their friend and he seems fine. But then, I'm having breakfast and suddenly my stomach has exploded. He shouldn't have had all of those pop rocks. The creature goes running around and then it rapidly evolves into a monster. And it starts picking off the crew one by one. Also, plot twist, one of the crew is an android. Ripley kills them all because she's pretty cool. And then she gets on a lifeboat, but the alien is also on the lifeboat. Ellen, is her name really Ellen?
Ellen Ripley, yes.
Okay, so Ellen ejects it out into space.
And the moral of the story is, don't eat uncooked eggs. Salmonella.
Exactly. You go to some supermarkets, they keep them in the fridge section. You go to some supermarkets, the pantry aisle. What's up with that? What's this game?
Alien Isolation.
Right, that explains the preamble. Who are you?
I'm the Queen.
Oh, Your Majesty. I heard you are loaded now that your husband died.
Also, the paycheck from Storvmode is just so sufficient.
The game opens to Sigourney Weaver's final recording at the end of the movie Alien. Now, she says, oh my god, I'm Sigourney Weaver, and also...
The other members of the crew are dead.
I'm going off to hypersleep. I'm so tired. Now, we suddenly wake up to our new protagonist, Amanda Ripley. Right, so this is the daughter of Sigourney Weaver. We're just going to call her Ripley, right? Keeps it easy. So, she's welding machinery in a cargo bay. And then a man walks up. Oh, a man.
This is a man's world! I'm Samuels. I work for the company.
Amanda ignores him and continues to weld. Can't you see I'm busy?
Yes, Queen.
He might be your boss, you idiot. He says, listen, I got news about your mom, XD. We might have found her. Let me just stop welding for a second. Samuel says, so there's this vessel and it's called the Anesidora. It recovered a flight recorder from the Nostromo. Now that's important because if you remember from the preamble, your mum was aboard the Nostromo some number of years ago.
We might have found your mother. It's a black box.
If you think she's in here. Yo, Samuels, why don't you tell me what the recorder had on it? Did it say, I love you, daughter, because you are my daughter?
I don't know.
That's right, Samuels doesn't know because nobody knows what's on the recorder yet.
The flight recorder's been taken to Sevastopol Station and it needs to be collected as soon as possible. I'm going out there in 2 days on a ship called the Torrance. Do you want to come along?
Okay, why don't you tell me some more about Sevastopol Station?
It's a space station.
Wow, okay, I'm sold. Let's go. Alright, so there are quite a few ships and stations and it gets pretty confusing. So here is a diagram. Ripley is getting on this ship to go here. Then they're going to transfer to here to see what's on the black box. Because this ship retrieved the black box and put it here. Got it? Alright, so a few days later, Ripley awakens from hypersleep aboard the Torrens, and she heads out to see the rest of the crew. Oh, Samuels, let me give you a big hug. I miss my mom.
Taylor is in the dining room, and she's feeling ill from hypersleep. So, a little background on Taylor. She's a legal executive from Weyland-Yutani.
Ooh, that's very suspicious. What is a lawyer doing here?
The loss of the Nostromo and its cargo cost the company a lot of money. It's important we find out what happened. If I can close the case with a conclusive accident report, it'll look great with my superiors.
All of a sudden, it's the intercom. Please come to the bridge. At the bridge, Ripley, Taylor, and Samuel speak to Captain Verlaine because they are ready to go from this ship to the station. Make sense? While approaching the station, they notice something has damaged the docking bay. Come in, Sevastopol. How am I supposed to dock without a dock? And the guy at the station replies, "This is a man's world." So, they have to actually go out into space with some spacesuits.
Just shadow me, Taylor. You too, Samuels.
Affirmative.
Affirmative. But there's no time for fancy words right now, because an explosion happens. Hold on, Your Majesty. And Ripley manages to grab hold of the station. "You won't stop me from getting to that black box that easily," says Ripley to herself aloud. Aha, good thing you left this hatch here for me. She makes it inside, and then she takes a lovely nap. And she has a lovely dream. It's of ad time. Breaking news. Raid has been available for PC and mobile for several years. Here's me on the scene to tell you all about the new things with Raid. News. Lizard Man is bi-curious. Ad over. Now, Ripley wakes up in the pressurized room and decides to head out into the station to find help and also a boyfriend, hopefully.
And maybe her mum.
So, the station is unusually dark and abandoned. Ooh. I hope nothing bad happens, like an alien. Ripley then continues on her way and arrives at a spaceflight terminal. Now, it's completely dark and super spooky, and there's also lots of graffiti everywhere.
Someone new.
Maybe it's just a typo. Someone new. Hello. And then she looks out the window, and it's the Torrens. Ripley tries to get their attention, but the window shutters closed. On a nearby computer, there is an email to all employees, and it says, no one is allowed to enter the station. No one's allowed to leave. And there's problems on board, but don't worry, because those problems are just rumors. Don't believe the rumors.
Is there an alien on the station? Mostly false.
Alright, so Ripley continues. She reaches the end of a hallway and she sees a shadow of a person dart across the room. Wait, do you know where my mom is?
There's a big door that Ripley wants to get out of, but it's got a big bolt on it. I need a maintenance jack, so I'm going to look around for one.
Ah, there he is, Maintenance Jack. Oh no, he's dead. But that's all fine, because on his corpse is a tool, which we can steal. Just as Ripley is about to open the main exit, however, a gun is pointed at the back of her head. She turns around.
It's a bald man.
Who are you? I'm from off-station. I was on a ship once, much like my mother was.
There are no ships here.
Well, there are now.
There's something else on this station. A killer.
Why don't you tell me your name?
Axel.
Now let me ask you this, Axel. Can you help me find my crewmates and also the comms?
I want to know what's in it for me.
I got an extra ticket out of here for you, and it's got your name on it. See, I wrote Axel on it.
Okay, if I help you, you will help me get off the station.
Correct.
The comms are in the tower of the station, and I know how to get there. Let's go, Ripley, to the transit station.
They head off. Eventually, Axel says,
Ripley, you better hide.
Oh, okay. There are other passengers walking through the hallways, but they say that if anyone comes down there, they're gonna shoot.
Ripley and Axel sneak their way around the crazy survivors.
But then Axel goes, bang!
Ripley's like, oh no, Axel, why'd you kill that man?
I don't know.
Suddenly, Axel hears something. They both turn and there's slimy substance that drips from the ceiling onto Axel's shoulder.
No. Well, everyone's trapped in the dark and alone, and there's nothing else to do.
Suddenly, a big spiky tail impales Axel through the chest.
Oh no, it wasn't jizz. Ripley immediately runs for the transport lift, and she presses the call button. Come on, come on. The transit arrives. Ripley jumps in. The transit heads towards the Systech Spire. What's the Systech Spire?
It's where the radios be at.
Ripley gets out of the transit and makes her way to the main lobby. Suddenly, Ripley is shot at by a looter. The looter runs off to alert the others.
Guys, over here! Someone's here!
On the ground, look at that, Ripley. It's an access tuner. It is a hacking tool. It's just a Game Boy. But the circuits are fried. I can fix this, says Ripley, but I will need a data cell. Suddenly, the looters return.
Ripley then sneaks off around them and goes to search some nearby offices for a data cell. In the offices, Ripley finds a revolver. Ooh.
That won't help you, Ripley. I'm the alien. I've come in early in the scene. No, I've come in early in the scene.
Out of here. Ripley also finds the flight recorder unit for the Nostromo, but when she goes to check the data on it, it's been corrupted and wiped. I'm pissed off. I'm gonna throw. Suddenly, the door closes behind her. She's locked inside.
Hey!
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So, Ripley repairs the access tuner and uses it to open the door. But, on her way back, a vent in the ceiling opens. Clang, clang, clang. And something crawls out. Rare. It's me, the alien. This is a game changer.
Ripley rushes back out to the lobby where the looters were.
It looks like the looters are in a fight with the alien. Ripley watches them all get killed, even though they're pretty much just innocent civilians trying to stay alive. This is a man! Ripley then sneaks to the lift. Ripley is now in the comms department, and working the reception is Working Joe, a type of synthetic. Ripley goes, "Okay, Apollo, take me to the comms control room." The android says, "Did you know you can get it all done faster and more easily online? Go to fuckface, I don't want to talk to you. For problems with such and such, press what? I've got a totally unique problem. Are you having a problem with resetting your password? Oh, forget it. I'm going my own way." And then she crawls into the vent, and then while crawling through the vent, she witnesses another survivor talking to an android, and...
Whoa.
I don't think I can trust this Joe fella anymore, and she sneaks around all the androids till she gets to an elevator. So, Ripley is at the cops. And then she suddenly hears, "Breaker, breaker, this is Verlaine on the Torrens."
Did any of our EVAs make it on board? Please respond.
Ripley goes, "Oh my god, I gotta get on the phone to them real quick." She goes, and presses the button. Access denied. External communications have been disabled by Apollo, the ship's AI. Alright, Ripley, maybe there's someone on the ship who can help you. I hope that's all in the same room, right?
No, I'm gonna have to sneak past all these androids.
She goes to the local communications room, she hears a transmission, and it's Samuels.
"Samuels, there's an alien on the ship and it's dangerous."
"Taylor is hurt. She was injured by debris during the crossing."
Samuel says, "Ripley, go off and find medical supplies. It's time for another side quest."
Okay, so we do a side quest, we get some medical supplies, we ain't said through all that, yada yada yada. Dr. Coolman, he's the best damn doctor in the business, strutting towards the door because he's about to heal a patient. Alright, open that door. Oh my god. Hug? Oh, that was pretty spooky. Oh, the tension. Then what happens? She walks back in and Taylor and Samuels are like kissing and Ripley's like, "Ooh," you know?
No, actually, Samuels is having an argument with Marshall Waits.
Really? What do they disagree about? He was kissing Taylor and Marshall Waits loves Taylor?
He's angry that they got on board.
What?
"I sent you a clear directive not to land on station."
I told you we didn't hear your message.
I'm not the only illegal alien on this ship.
Ripley asks Waits, "What is this alien?" So Waits says the alien was brought on board by some dude named Marlowe. And Marlowe is the captain of the Isolation, which is that ship that brought in the flight recorder unit from the Nostromo.
Right.
So they're now at the Marshall Bureau, and Waits says to Ripley, "We have Marlowe here, he's in a cell."
Okay, so he's in this cell because he refuses to give up the codes that would allow a ship to arrive at the station, which would give them an out to leave the station. "Listen, Marlowe, you tell me everything you know. What do you want with an empty flight recorder anyway, Ripley?" "I miss my mom." "I never found the ship. I just found the recorder. It goes like this. I just want out. I just want to make a deal. Why don't you tell me about the fucking alien?" And Marlowe goes, "Alright, I'll tell you. But I gotta tell you through a flashback." We are now playing as Marlowe on the Isolation. They are looking for a beacon. They step out onto the planet, which is Stormon. Marlowe then comes out to a clearing and sees a giant derelict spaceship. And it's an alien one. It's the same one from the film with the movie 1979. Yeah, there's Ridley Scott, that's how you can tell. Marlowe and his crew head into the ship. Suddenly, one of the crewmates says,
Marlowe, you have got to see this.
The camera pans to a large cargo area, which is full of eggs, and not the good kind. My name is Catherine Foster, and I am husband to Marlowe. We have such a happy relationship, I cannot wait for it to keep going in perpetuity. Wow, an egg!
She gets her face hugged.
Oh, that's sweet.
By an alien spider.
Oh, no.
If you know what happens next.
A baby.
A baby, yeah. Congrats.
Hey, yes, okay, yeah.
Flashback over.
Ripley is not very satisfied about this story. That is dumb, she says. Marlowe, you must give me the ship codes. That was the thing I really came in here to interrogate you about. I ain't gonna tell you nothing unless you let me out of this jail cell. Hey, that's not gonna happen, Marlowe.
So one of the marshals, Ricardo, tells Marshal Waits that there's been a lot of activity in the tech spy recently, and it has to be the alien. Waits says now is the time to trap it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Waits says have a flamethrower.
Let's hope this thing works.
It's an animal. Animals are afraid of fire.
That's stupid. Animals also don't have acid for blood and a mouth inside their mouth. By the way, Samuel is going to the android processing place, and once the alien is dealt with, Samuel will access the AI of the ship, and they will lift the lockdown, and everything will be good again. And you and I should go out for a coffee sometime. I think we have a lot in common.
Oh yeah, Samuel's a synthetic, by the way. We're gonna go to Gemini Labs now. The labs can be separated from the station, so Waits says, Ripley, go into the labs and lure the alien in there. Ripley lures the alien into the labs, turns on all the systems, and as she goes to exit, the door shuts. And Waits says, I'm sorry, Ripley, but I have to get rid of the alien.
This is a man's world!
Oh my god, I've been betrayed, says Ripley.
The lab has been jettisoned from the station, and the alien's on board the lab.
Oh my god.
Ripley needs to get in a spacesuit.
We were in space the whole time? Now that's a twist. Go on.
She has to wait for the pressurized chamber to pressurize.
While waiting, Ripley holds off the alien with a flamethrower. Once it pressurizes, Ripley jumps into the airlock, and then she locks the door. And then she kind of jiggles the handle, and yep, no, it's definitely locked. And then she gets into a space suit. They have those in the future. Then suddenly, the door of the airlock opens, and Ripley is sucked out into space. Luckily, she is headed straight for the station. Doing, it makes a noise, and she gets inside.
Waits, I'm not very happy about being used as bait and left to die.
Yeah, what the heck?
Marshal Waits responds,
I had to get rid of that alien, no matter what, and I love you.
I'm coming back to the Marshal Bureau, Waits. Just you wait and see what I'll do to you, Waits.
Come back to the Bureau, and we can talk it out. And then Ripley says,
okay.
And then she picks up her phone again, and she goes,
what's up, Ricardo?
Let me tell you something, Ripley. You gotta stay on alert. There are androids acting up. They're killing all the survivors, and they're heading straight for you.
Suddenly, over the radio, Ripley hears Marshal Waits.
You bastards, you murdering bastards, leave him alone! Stand down!
The androids are attacking the Bureau. Ripley makes it back to the Bureau. Everyone is dead.
No.
Oh, Ricardo's alive though.
Oh, hooray.
Oh yeah, and Taylor and Marlowe are missing.
Ricardo stays behind with all the dead bodies, but Ripley is heading off on her own to the synthetics department.
Ripley finds Samuels. Samuels is like, I need to use this CT scan device to contact Apollo and tell the androids to stand down.
Which, as you remember, Apollo is the name of the ship's AI. Yep.
So he gets in the device, but it starts overcharging. And Samuels is like, Ripley, quick, turn it off. And she disconnects all the cables, but it's too late.
He used one of those dodgy universal plug charger things.
And he got fried.
Oh.
And Ripley says, Samuels, you're dying. And Samuel says,
yeah, I know. I can feel it.
I've opened the lift to Apollo for you, so go down there and talk to Apollo.
Thanks very much, says Ripley, but I think we should just be friends. So Ripley then gets on the phone to her not-quite boyfriend, Ricardo.
Rip, I just found something here, an interview tape. You need to hear it.
What's this? It's between Taylor and Marlowe. What does Taylor say? Well, she says,
listen, Marlowe, I work for the company, Weyland-Yutani, and I want all the data on the location of the planet where you found the alien spaceship.
And Marlowe goes, yeah, well, let me out. And she goes, okay. Which is bad, bad, bad. And she should not have done that. Ripley then takes the bus to Apollo.
This stop is Apollo.
And then the busy work begins. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Sneaking around, doing the thing, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, she goes up to a computer in the future and she uses it to communicate with Apollo. And Ripley goes, listen up, Apollo. You need to disengage these androids, stat.
That's a big negative, Ripley. Waste Special Order 939 in progress.
Is that Weyland-Yutani? And Apollo responds by going, yeah, pretty much. Majesty, I'm confused. Explain that.
Weyland-Yutani owns Sevastopol Station. They've bought it secretly because they want to protect the alien specimen and mass produce it as a bioweapon. Which is why they've created this special order for the androids to kill everyone. Because if you kill everyone, there'll be no witnesses.
So, Ripley tells Apollo, listen up, that alien is no longer on the station. I ejected it into space real good on the med lab. Also, you don't want that alien anyway. Have me instead. Because that alien, it'll kill everyone. Don't you understand? It's about love. No, negative.
Apollo says, scans indicate there's still aliens on board over in the reactor.
Oh no, there are aliens in the reactor? They'll damage the instrument. Careful, that one's ruffled. Cut to reactor. So Ripley doesn't see anything particularly out of the ordinary here. She then hops into an elevator, and then she heads down to the base of the reactor. Is that some sort of alien nest?
Ricardo, they're all here. Everyone that's missing. Everyone. They're trapped in some kind of nest. There are eggs.
It's Easter.
And then Ricardo says, the world's most obvious statement.
You should get out of there, Ripley.
No shit.
She whips out her flamethrower. She decides to destroy the nest. Ripley takes a karate stance, then all of a sudden, she punches a facehugger. She uses a flamethrower with a praying mantis stand. Oh, this doesn't work at all. Stuff happens, here it is. And then she makes it out okay, which is awesome.
Ripley has primed the reactors for an explosion. And Ripley goes and she presses the button.
Oh my god.
And the reactor starts purging.
Oh no, it's bulimic.
So there's electricity, and the nest gets obliterated.
That's cool.
Except a bunch of aliens crawled up before the nest exploded.
Oh.
They're running loose around the station. Ripley is like, I'm gonna just go back to the Marshall Bureau now. Wait, Ripley, because of your reactor purge, a bunch of systems are now back online. Maybe the comms will work. I'm gonna go to comms. I want you to go to medical.
Oh, you're not feeling well.
Just go to medical.
A few moments later.
I went to comms and it's broken still.
Awesome.
Time for plan B, Ripley. You know why you're in medical?
Hold on a minute. I'm in medical and you're talking about plan B. Yup, I'm about to take the pill.
Listen, there are ambulances. They're short-range shuttles that go around the station. We could probably use them to get to the Anisadora, which is now nearby the station, because Marlowe brought it in.
Oh, I follow it, right? So I should throw myself down the stairs and then call it an accident.
Just get into an ambulance, Ripley. Ripley sneaks through the area and there are aliens, of course.
Yeah.
But then she finds the ambulance and she jumps in. Ripley's now in an ambulance, flying towards the Anisadora.
Oh, how fancy, yeah.
Yep. And she makes her way onto the ship and all the lights are off.
Oh, that's pretty spooky.
And over the intercom, there's a voice.
Marlowe goes, Ah, Ripley, welcome to the Anisadora.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Before Marlowe can continue his welcoming, Taylor goes, Marlowe double-crossed me.
Where are you, Marlowe? Come and find me, Ripley. I have something for you, Ripley.
Wait a minute. Is it my mom? Oh my god. Marlowe then says, listen, I did everything I could to try and save my wife. And Ripley goes, no one cares, I'm trying to find my mom. This is about my mom, it's not about your wife. There's no way to beat this thing. The only way to win is not to fight at all. Okay, says Ripley, and she continues making her way to Marlowe. And this is where we reach the apex of the story.
Ripley comes across a terminal that contains the data of the Nostromo's flight recorder. It's a personal message to Ripley from her mother, Sigourney Weaver. Do you remember?
We're about to hear the message. The whole purpose of this entire game, the climax. Let us hear it now. Hello, Ripley. This is your mother from the past. Everyone on the Nostromo is dead, and it's haunted now because of an alien creature. It's so dangerous. Anyway, I'm sorry I didn't get to see you growing up. I had to go trucking just before you were born. And Ripley's like, my mom. Oh. But there's no time to get sentimental, because...
Suddenly, on the other side of the window is Marlowe, and he's holding Taylor hostage. Marlowe says, I'm gonna blow up the ship, and it's gonna blow up Sevastopol, and we're gonna get rid of all the aliens, Ripley. It's gonna be great.
That's awesome, says Ripley, surely?
No, she doesn't say that.
Why doesn't she want everything destroyed?
She says, you're crazy, Marlowe. There are people on board. I don't want Ricardo to die.
Listen, Ripley, if your mother was here, she'd agree with me. Oh. Then suddenly, Taylor knocks Marlowe out while he's distracted. Aha! But it's too late because the reactor has begun overloading.
Taylor, I'll stop the overload. You have to help me. Go to that console.
So she turns the thing. Thank you, Maintenance Jack. You will be remembered. And it works. Oh, good job, Taylor. But then all of a sudden...
It's still too late for the ship because a smaller explosion happens.
Damn.
And Taylor dies. Not Taylor, the shifty legal executive. No. Ripley runs through the ship back to the ambulance and flies back to Sevastopol. And she gets back in touch with Ricardo, and she says, Ricardo, the Anisadora's screwed.
Ripley, let me tell you, the blast from the Anisadora, it took out the orbital stabilizers, and the station is slowly falling back to the planet. Ripley says,
the only possible way out of here, Ricardo, is the Torrens.
Alright, stop. You know what this game is? Mm-hmm. Annoying logistics. So I have to go to this room, but it's locked. But I can't get in there till I do a thing. But then look out, here's an impediment. And oh, here's another obstacle. Whoops, you gotta go over here. Whoops, you gotta go over here. I hope you enjoyed that 6 hours of pointless circle walking. Anyway, now you have to go here. This game has one plot point. I want the flight recorder, run back and forth doing errands. Everybody dies. The end. This sucks. The graphics look pretty good. It's kind of spooky, I guess.
Ripley, the door here is locked. You must open 5 other locked doors to open this one.
Boy, does this game just suck. Can they add something to it? Like, you know, she teams up with her mom, but then it turns out that her mom has a congenital heart defect. She's got to rescue her from a swimming pool.
That really improves the plot of this game.
Hold on, now let me try again. Hold on. They got to find the buried treasure in the alien planet, but when they do, they find out all along that love is the biggest treasure of all, and, but you know what I mean? Just give us something. Alright, where were we?
The comms are still locked.
Oh my god, the comms. And then Ripley meets up with Ricardo. I love you, Ricardo. It's been you all along. Ricardo says, with Marlowe's permission, still logged in or whatever, the coordinates for the Torrens, whatever. Then they go to the observatory, then up the hostile go thing, Ripley takes them all out. Bang, bang, bang. Hops on the spacesuit, and then, what? Towing platform, they're getting out of there. Ripley tells Ricardo, listen, I'm leaving. I'm heading down to the thing. Oh, listen up, you got a face hugger on your face, and I want to hug your face, but not when it's got one of those on it. And then it's time to leave. Go up to the thing. She reboots the power system. More logistics. She goes up to flights. Get outside the space suit. Listen, we want to be able to say that there's 8 hours of gameplay on the box. Can you add another hour of gameplay to it? Yeah, sure. Watch this. Just as the player's about to leave the station and end the game, we'll just add this. And anyway, they have some eggs, and then they do a thing, and then there's some streaky bacon, not that middle kind. Then there's Sevastopol thing, we cut to the, and the light from the ship, it explodes. We cut to Ripley. She's floating in space in her spacesuit. Uh-oh, I missed something. And then...
You missed a lot, actually.
And then a light from the ship passes by to suggest she's about to be saved by a rescue craft. I'll always remember that light as the shining beacon that was my mother, who was never there all along. The end. Epilogue time. So have you seen Alien 2?
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver finds out her daughter is married, but has no kids, and is also dead.
I promised her that I'd be home for her birthday.
Yeah, so all that teenage angst, all for nothing?
No, because there's a sequel to Alien Isolation.
Ooh.
It's called Alien Blackout. And it's a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff for the mobile.
Guys, I played the new FNAF, and it's pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we should play that. Question mark?
Do you have a question, Mark?
Why is it called Alien Isolation?
Because you're isolated on a space station.
Are you? There's lots of other people around.
But you're still isolated from the rest of the universe.
I'm giving an unimpressed face. You can't see it, but I'm unimpressed.
I'll liquefy it in Photoshop or something.
How come there were so many eggs aboard that station when, you know, there was only one alien and she wasn't even on her period?
There are two potential answers to that question, Mark.
Just give me one.
The developers said that there's a queen on the station somewhere, but we never see her.
Boy, is that unsatisfying. Give me the other one.
In the original film Alien, there was a cut scene where they showed a process of one of the crewmates turning into an egg. Deep alien lore.
He turns into an egg. So what, he just gets, like, stouter and fatter?
He's like,
and rounder.
He's like half an egg, half a man. Did you know the game was first revealed in May 2011 when the UK government minister visited the developers, then tweeted that the team was hiring people for an Alien game?
What a dummy. Goes to, like, the defense department. Bro, you wouldn't believe the missiles we're working on. What's the deal with this? Like, so there's these origami unicorns. You're a nerd, Your Majesty. You tell me, what's going on there?
Well, what other films has Ridley Scott worked on?
Oh,
Blade Runner.
No.
Blade
He did
Runner.
Bug's Life, didn't he?
Yikes, you idiot.
What about a movie with Harrison Ford?
Yeah, Blade
Star
Runner.
Wars.
No, Blade Runner.
Haven't heard of it. Whoa, she's tough.
She's got her arms crossed.
Why doesn't the daughter look like this? You know, why is she like this? Oh, they've got 6 fingers. Interesting.
Actually, 5 fingers, 1 thumb.
A thumb is a finger. Why wouldn't it be a
It's missing 1 joint.
That's not the definition of a finger in the future. We're going to evolve to have 6 fingers anyway, because better at typing. You'd be able to type 20% faster. And then if you had to meet a deadline or something, right, you'd be more likely to survive.
Does that make it easier to breed with, though?
The ladies love it. I'd tell you what the problem with the alien design is. No genitals.
Well, you don't need them when you have a little crab that you stick on someone's face.
But except that the queen lays eggs. Where's the male equivalent? You know what I mean?
It's kind of like a bee where the drones don't breed, and this is a drone.
So if there's only one alien on board, you don't actually need to worry.
Aliens can eventually evolve into queens if need be.
Oh, okay, so they're like an eel. Boy, they really go a long way to hide the feet. Really? Yeah, they're kind of funny.
DeviantArt. Why are you looking at this?
I don't know, it's funny. This is the old one?
That's the original, yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of spookier, to be honest. How come they don't look this spooky anymore? What happens if you grab one of the tubes and squeeze? You know what would be a cool movie? Alien actually reaches Earth.
It could be London, and it's just a big hive.
What animal do you think survives the xenomorphs?
Probably the tardigrade.
I would have said rhinoceros, because they're pretty tough. Do not forget Raid.
Wow, this game was a lot more complicated than I remember, man. Like, I didn't think it was that complicated to follow. Jesus. All I remember is the scares. That's it. Anyway, that's my reaction to Alien Isolation Expleened by Storvmode. See ya in the next one. Bye.